Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another experiment. Today we are looking at Antonio Conte. Now he is a manager that has left Inter Milan, as you can see, now unemployed, following a bit of a disagreement with the owners. There are a lot of rumours going around, or at least there were, that he was going to go to Tottenham. Now those rumours have kind of been quashed now, but I think it would still be interesting to see how he gets on there, if it would have been worth signing him and bringing him in, or if it maybe wasn't quite as what they would have hoped for, and maybe a good move to avoid him at all costs. So we'll take a look. This is him at Spurs, and so what we'll do is we'll jump probably to January, see how he's got on in the first half of the season, and we'll kind of just go from there, see how he gets on. He's obviously got the squad that he would have at the start of the game, so it's got the likes of Harry Kane in there, Gareth Bale on loan, Dele Alli. So we can kind of compare him to what Jose Mourinho did at the beginning of the season, and how they got on. So we'll jump ahead and take a look. So here we are. We are halfway through the season in January, and we can take a look at how Tottenham are getting on. So they are third place. They are 10 points off Man City. So nothing too spectacular. He is playing his classic 5 at the back with 2 strikers that he played at Inter Milan, Son Heung-min and Kane being those strikers, with Winks, Sissoko and Ali in the middle, and a 3 at the back there. And Joe Hart in goal currently, which is quite interesting. Looks like he hasn't played too many games for them, but let's take a look at kind of the competitions they've been in. So obviously they were in the Europa League, which they obviously got through quite comfortably to get to the group stage. Now, looking at that group stage, they seem to have got through that quite comfortably, and they'll be taking on Villarreal in the first knockout round. They're also in, obviously, the FA Cup third round, which will be coming up very, very soon. A loss to Fulham is quite interesting, though. You can see there, along with Aston Villa and Leicester. So they are dropping points against some teams, and then beating bigger teams like Arsenal, Chelsea. I say Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, the like there. So and even getting a point from Man United. So he's obviously doing the job against bigger teams. It's just the smaller teams that maybe aren't quite doing as well. But I think that's a good sign to start with, at least, that he's able to beat those bigger teams. But you still need to beat the smaller ones. Everton down in 19th as well. Interesting. He's got them above Arsenal, which I think all Spurs fans will be happy with, but I think they want a bit more. It's going to be tough to break the Manchester top 2, but they've done all right to get third place at the moment. We'll jump another 5 years on. 5 years, another 6 months on, so we'll get to June, see kind of if he's brought any transfers in, and who they were, what kind of changes he makes, if he's still around, and how they got on at the end of the season. And here we are. No, you aren't seeing the beginning of the episode again. He has been sacked, or he's at least unemployed. It seems like Tottenham have got rid of him, which is a bit surprising considering how they were getting on. Looks like there you have it. He had the team drop right down to 6th, so they really didn't get many points, or at least definitely didn't get enough to be in the top 4 there. 4 points adrift. Everton's a hell of a comeback from Everton, who were sitting down in 19th, which, I mean, that's kind of a crazy result, them nearly getting European football. But we are focusing on Spurs. So how did they get on in the competition? So we saw that they were obviously in the FA Cup. They beat Ipswich 3-0, won the London Derby 2-1, and then went on a very, very bad run, which is probably where it all started to go wrong. Ended up losing to Villarreal, was that? Oh no, they did get through against Villarreal on aggregate, because Kane got 2 away goals, but unfortunately did get knocked out by Arsenal, and then lost a bunch of games. I wonder if this was kind of the time frame and when he did get sacked. Let's take a look. So that was around the period of the 14th to the 3rd. So they did give him long enough to 24 for the 5th, so it looks like he did get enough time, really. He got through the season. That's a hell of a run to end the season with. I'm quite surprised then that they sacked him, because he had a bad run here, but he went 8 games unbeaten. Granted, they weren't massive, but Man City's a big team in there. Wolves are a good side. West Ham as well. Everton ended the season very well. So I think that's quite surprising, really, that they didn't keep hold of him for another season. Maybe the dip in form really did cause some issues. Transfer history, though, let's take a look at who he will have signed. So we can see that Kenneth Romero from Leganes was brought in for 8.5, rising to 10.5 million pounds. Let's take a quick look at these details of his. So he doesn't look fantastic. Only 6 appearances. Obviously used to play for Chelsea and was loaned out multiple times. So there's obviously that, but he's okay. I'm surprised that Romero came in for Conte. And then the other player was Jamington Campaz, an attacking midfielder, 21 years old, so a young player. Nothing spectacular, quite well rounded, 5'5", so very, very small. Interesting to see. Yeah, he's with the under 23s, so I guess that makes sense. Did any big players move out of the club? We can see here Dennis Kirkin went out on loan, Asante left, Japhet Tanganga went on loan to Portsmouth. That's a hell of a signing for Portsmouth in League One. Ben Davis was loaned out to Sevilla. Eric Lamela went to Wolves on loan. And then obviously Rodell Richards in there as well. So, I mean, it's surprising. Some of those players being let go on loan, he obviously wasn't very impressed with them. Stuck with his 5 at the back, and obviously at the end of the season didn't quite go as well as planned. But there you have it. He didn't end up getting very far with the team, losing out to Burnley in the FA Cup as well. And we can see back here they lost to Chelsea. So they went through spells of ups and downs. Some really good form, then massive drop off, and some more really good form. Maybe that consistency they were looking for. I just don't think Spurs were patient enough. But there you have it. FM believes that he'd get sacked after the first year. There you go. I hope you did enjoy it. I thought this was a little bit of an interesting one. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know if there's any other sort of experiments you want me to take a look at. And I'll see you next time.